Welcome, welcome. I am NCK2310 and welcome to my YouTube channel. Yes, on this channel, I do motivate, encourage as well, and inspire. This is what we do on this channel. And I dwell with songs. We scrutinize and analyze songs, and especially my Kenyan Kikuyu songs. That's what mostly I dwell with. Yes, because most of our songs are made in Kikuyu language. Kikuyu is one of the many languages in Kenya, and because not everybody in the world understands Kikuyu language, so I'm here to tell you what the song talks about. So we dwell with gospel music, Mogidhi music. Mogidhi means like party songs as well, and also with political songs. We deal with all kinds of songs, we can say. That's what we do here. So I welcome you all. For the returning subscribers, thank you so much. For all those that always come back and listen to me, give me your time. I really do appreciate. Yes, we are continuing with that journey. And today I've prepared also another nice song, as you can see on my title. So today the song is about boy child. I'm talking about our Kenyan boy child. That's what the song is all about. And let me start to read what the song says. I know that the one who speaks the truth is never liked. So the one who says the truth is disliked by the society. The society seems like they enjoy more lies than the truth. So as we know, that it's very good to speak always the truth, to be sincere. If someone comes out here and tell us, hey, that one is doing this and this and that, let us give him or her a ear. Let us hear what he or she got to say. Because some of the things that are said are to save other people. Let's continue on with the song. I always tell who has done the song after I have completed analyzing or scrutinizing the song. The writer writes me, he says his name, will talk what's in my heart so as to release it. So this is somebody who has gone through something bad, and he wants to inform the society. He wants to tell the people what has been going on or what he went through. And he's doing this because he wants to save you, especially our Kenyan boys, our Kenyan youths. This song is made for you. I think this song is 3 months old. Yes, it's 3 months old. So here is somebody who had to go through tough time. You'll find out soon what. And he's there advising the rest of our Kenyan youths, our Kenyan boys, that be careful. Out there is not as you think. It can be dangerous. The song says, I will not be quiet or remain silent when our boy child is being sodomized. We all know what is sodomization. This channel is only for from 18 years up. So it's not for young children. From 18 years up, you're allowed to listen to my channel. Yes. So as he says that he will not be quiet when the boy child is going through this sodomization in country. And that I'm talking about Kenya. I said Kenya is my business because that's where I was born, that's where I grew up, and that's my country. That's my motherland. So I'm here to talk about this beautiful song because it's been there. So that if you're there and you don't understand, I see Wamwe Renberg. Thank you, Wamwe, for coming. Welcome, welcome. Yes, the song says, nowadays, same sex is hooking up together. We know very well that it's not all the countries in the world that allow these like gayism and lesbianism. It's not. For example, the country I live in Sweden, it is allowed. Germany, where I used to live before, it is allowed, okay? But still, even if it's allowed, they also have, you cannot just do it forcingly. You cannot force anybody to do it. Or you cannot just drag somebody so that you can get whatever you want. No. I think also in places like America, it's also Officially, you can be a lesbian or gay, but you have to do it properly. You cannot do it. Let me see what you say. Arhab menjoba. It's okay, Wamboyo. You can listen to dua. It's okay. Taxomike. As I have said, that here in the Western countries, also like for example in America, it is allowed, but you have to do it in the right way. You have to ask somebody correct way. If it's okay to you be with her or with him, but you cannot do it how some other people do it forcingly. And for example, in my country, in Kenya, where I am from, it's like the society are not into that. The society in Kenya are not into gayism and racism. But those people who practice it, they want to do it backdoor. They want to hide it. They even push people to do it forcingly. People who even don't know what's that. That somebody can just wait for you, can drag you, put I don't know what in your drinks or food, and then you sleep, and then he does whatever he wants to. And that is wrong. Even here in the Western countries, you cannot do that. But there are people who do that. So this song is telling our youths, listen, you are in danger, because there are those people here in our country, Kenya, who are doing those things, but they're doing secretly. So they are doing it backdoor. They cannot even approach you and inform you about it, because maybe they fear you're going to tell somebody. So they're hiding it. And that's why it becomes very dangerous. The song says, I was called for a job opportunity in Nairobi, and I packed so as to move from my village to the city. So here was a young guy, and he was told, hey, you have a job opportunity. We know that the cities are believed to offer more jobs. A lot of people want to leave the local areas, their villages, they want to go to the cities so that they can look for better, greener pastures in the cities. That's what many people believe in. And there he was. He's telling a story that he thought, wow, I have a job offer. Somebody gonna give me a job. And there he was packing, like most of us always do. We packed quickly, so you've had a job opportunity. So he was rushing, of course, to go to the city. And the capital city of Kenya is Nairobi. And he talks the story about how he left fast from his village to go to Nairobi, to the city, because he was promised job opportunity. Of course, everybody wants a job opportunity, especially like in my country, Kenya, where there are no jobs, where a lot of people are struggling. We know that jobs lack everywhere around the world, but in Kenya, it's extreme. And so there he was. He thought, wow, God has opened doors for me. And there you are as our Kenyan youths. And this time, I'm just talking for you, our boys, our youths. I'm talking to you that, yes, it's good to get a job. And when you're promised a job opportunity, have an open eye. Who is that offering you the job? Is that a real job? Is it somebody who just have evil plans? Let's continue on to hear the song. It is, we read the songs, yeah? The song says, he packed up quickly and he left, and there he was in the city. When I arrived in the city, I met with a man, the employee, the one who was supposed to offer me a job, that was offering me the job. I met with him and I was happily welcomed. He took me around, showing me the city, and I started to wonder where the work was. So there it is. You're told, come this and this date. We meet this and this place because you have a job offer. There you go. You meet with this guy who wants to offer you a job. And then after you arrive, instead of you discussing of business and everything, his brain is not there. He starts to show you around the city. He starts to take you there and there and there and there and there, showing you many different places. So that should be a suspicion, because if you are called for a job, it should be maybe a job interview. So if I will call you to work for me, for example, when you come, it means it's a job interview. But instead of him getting job interview, he was being shown around. That's already it. Alarm number one. So if you have somebody there offering you a job and you go there and you see the person starting to tell you, hey, let me show you there, let me show you there, hey, have you ever been there? Showing you around. It's called buying time. Because I could imagine when a lot of people go for first day jobs, you arrive early. Of course, most of the jobs, you don't go late or something like that. And so that was a suspicion because the guy started to show him around there. And he got suspicious already. But now it's getting late. Remember, this is somebody who has come from the local areas. Yeah, it's somebody who's maybe even never been in the town, in the city. So he expected gonna come, maybe he showed job interview, and then it's like, okay, even not interview because you already told you have the job. You're just gonna be told you'll be doing this and this and that, and we have this the place you're gonna be working. You're showed everything, and then you're told you're gonna start this and this time, or where you're gonna be living, all this stuff, but there was nothing discussed. And let's hear what happens after he was shown around. He said, he told me that I'm supposed to start the work the next day. I asked him where I would sleep that night, and he told me not to worry. There we go. Our Kenyan youths, our Kenyan boys, listen to this. If you have never listened carefully to this song, please listen to it. You know, there are a lot of our Kenyan youths, for example, those Bontao, you know, even if they are Kikuyus like me, they don't understand the Kikuyu language because they grew up in the towns. They just speak Sheng or Kiswahili or maybe English. They don't speak like the mother languages, like my mother language in Kikuyu. And so this song, which is 3 months old, I'm here to tell you that you're already been warned. You're already being told, hey, be careful when you go out there that you're promised job, because a lot of things could happen. Now he's telling a story. He's been showed around and round and round, and then it's already late. And so he asked, oh my God, because who knows, maybe he even didn't have money to go back to his village that time. Who knows? There he is. He says, where am I going to sleep? And that guy who is supposed to give him, is telling him, don't worry, everything is all right. That's already, it's another alarm. So there you are, our Kenyan youths looking for jobs. Please be aware. Parents, we know that we want our kids to have jobs, yes, but please be there to advise your children, be there to advise your youths that even if they're looking for jobs, they have to look it with an open eye. The song says, it became late, and in the evening, he took me to his home to sleep there. So there is the guy who is offering you a job. He had not told you before that you're going to be sleeping by, but all of a sudden, because now it's late, it's in the evening, he tells you, it's okay, you're welcome to my home. You're going to sleep in my home. All right? There is a young guy who's been looking for a job, who had so much hopes, leaving his village, coming to the town. And so he agrees, because where shall he go? He don't know anybody else in this town. He don't know even how to get back maybe to his village. Maybe he's not good financially that he even has the money to go back, because he had hopes to get a job. And then what happens? When we arrived at his home, there were things happening that didn't please me. Already, another alarm. He's already at the home of this guy. It seems like this guy was a single because there's nobody else up in his home. So they are both of them only. And he said there were already things which made him not be happy already. Let's carry on to hear what happened. He went to shower and left me peeling a mango. A mango is this, Kenyan fruits, mango, yes. When he returned, he slapped me on my butt. Listen to that. This is a man, as we would call him, employee, who want to give the job, and he's already with this guy. Thank you, Amoya. Thank you so much, honey. And he's already offering this guy to sleep at his home. When they arrive home, he goes to shower. He leaves him there and he's peeling a mango. And then he comes out from the shower. He gives him a slap on the butt. Wait a minute. Kenyan youths, wake up. If you see some of these signs, you already know you are in danger and you should get out of there as fast as you can. You should. Because you can see already the signs. What it's gonna be that night. This is horror. Can you imagine this young guy coming from the villages who don't know anybody in the city and he's in the home of this monster? For me, I'll call him a monster. I won't call him an employer. Because he cannot be an employer. He's not the one giving a job because he's already touching this young guy already. And he said one thing. Listen what he said as he beat him on the back. He said, wow, I have my supper today. Modomoge dare ohere wahoro, as we say in Kikuyu. That with this verse, wow, I have my supper today. You can imagine. There it is, a man who just come from the shower. He don't know this young guy. He just had, I think, already lied to him. He's going to give him a job, but he had other plans. And then he showered, he slaps him on the back, and then he said, wow, this will be my supper, dinner. We know what that means. And this kind of a guy should be rotting in jail because this is wrong. This is not all right. And how many of our Kenyan youths are going through this? How many of our young Kenyans have fallen into this trap of these monsters? Being lied. Come, I'll give you this. Come, I'll change your life. How many of our Kenyan youths are destroyed? How many of our Kenyan youths are crying inside and they cannot stop? They cannot talk because they're embarrassed. They have to keep these things inside. How many of our Kenyan youths are right now drunkards and taking drugs because these things, they've gone through such things, then they cannot talk it with anybody. They have to live with it. How many are they? Because this is horrific. Even in the Western countries, this is not okay. This is not allowed. Because for grown-ups, it's something that you talk about. You ask somebody, do you want this and that? You talk about, but you don't try to trick somebody into these things. This is not fair. It's not all right. Let's continue with the song. Let's hear what the song says. I had to protect myself. So because I was still holding the knife as I was peeling the mango. Remember, this young guy is in the home of this stranger, this monster, and he's peeling a mango, so he's holding a knife. And, there are people who peels mangoes with knives, not like with the kitchen peelers. There are some people still who use normal knives, yes. And he was holding a knife, and there's this monster coming, touching him, so he knew, oh my God, I am in danger, and it's already in the night. And he says, to protect himself, he was already holding a knife, ready to protect himself. Some people can say that he was holding a weapon. Remember, he was just an innocent boy. A youth, Kenyan young youth, peeling a mango. He didn't know that he's coming into the home of a monster. The song says, it's only because of my parents' prayers. Otherwise, my virginity would have ended there. Can you imagine? That's why I say prayers. I always say, please pray. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what you do. Pray. We parents, we should continue praying for our kids, our youths. Because we don't know what they go through out there. The world is not as safe as anybody would think. Because can you imagine what would have happened that night? This guy is holding a knife and there is a monster who've started to touch him and he's in the home of this guy. Can you imagine, just to protect himself? Maybe he would have attacked this man. And then today he would be told, oh, you killed somebody because you used a knife. Nobody would have known what happened, why, what, this. How many of our youths today are rotting in jails, in Kenyan jails, just because they use whatever they had to protect themselves? How many of them? Because I'm sure there are many. Just because you have to protect yourself, you find yourself that you're the one being accused of being an attacker just because of self-protection. Because if somebody would come and start to touch you that way, sexual harassment is not allowed anywhere. Not even here in Sweden, not even in Germany where I used to live, not nowhere in the world is sexual harassment allowed. And there we are in Kenya, our country, our motherland. Our Kenyan youths, they're being harassed sexually by those monsters pretending. Let's continue on with the song. The song says that it's only because of the prayers. Otherwise, that boy's virginity would have ended there. That's what he says in the song. It's an amazing song. And I am here translating for all our Kenyan youths who don't understand Kikuyu. Because a song like this, it's been there since 3 months. Please listen. Parents who speak Kikuyu like me, if you know your kids don't understand Kikuyu, try to translate to them these songs so they can understand the dangers out there. Because all these messages, all these adverts, they're out there. There's some of these Kenyan youths who've gotten themselves in these situations that they can try to warn others so they would be treated like how they were treated. They wouldn't go through like what they went through. Here we are. We have all these amazing songs advising us, warning us. But some parents, they even don't care if the kids don't understand Kikuyu. They just leave them out there. We have to tell them. We have to tell what's going on. There are also a lot of, there are a lot of youths, really, in Kenya, even the Kikuyu tribe, which I am from, they don't understand Kikuyu language. So even if we have these beautiful, amazing Kikuyu songs, these youths, they are still lost. Even those in there, we have to do something about it. And we are here to talk so that everybody can understand that if you are called for a job, yes, go for that job, but be careful. Inform everybody who you are going to. Give your parents or friends the address, the telephone number for them. Make sure you go there with an open eye so that nothing like this can happen to you. Let's continue on to hear what happened after that. It's really a touching song. The song says, "Oh Lord, how did we reach here?" We have to ask ourselves as Kenyans, where did we go wrong? How comes these things are there? How many of our Kenyan youths have been destroyed by these monsters? And we are quiet. How many, for example, you parents, Kenyan parents, do you ask sometimes your Kenyan youths, the boys, for example, where do you have this car? Where have you gotten this car? Where have you gotten this money to buy this? Do you ask your kids like this? Or for you just care about the money that they're sending you? Or you just care about the cars they're coming, buying for you or getting for you? You don't ask them where they get all these things. You don't ask how comes that and that person is giving you this and this present. You don't ask. It's high time for Kenyan parents to rise up. Start to ask questions so as to save the boy child in Kenya. The song says, "Oh Lord, how did we reach here?" I've read that. "Lord, have mercy on us. Lord, don't finish us." He's begging, please God, don't finish Kenya. Look our country today. Look where we are today as a nation. Maybe it's because of all these behaviors, bad behaviors, what have been going on. Our kids are crying inside, the tears of our Kenyan youths, our Kenyan boys. Maybe that's why God is punishing us as a nation. You see all the politicians, they're like mad, just stealing and harassing Kenyans. It's like if the politicians, nobody wants the other one together. They can never work together and stuff like this. Because even though some of those politicians, some of those high people, they are the ones who are using our boy children in Kenya. They are the ones who are sexually abusing them. They are the ones who are pushing them to the corner until these boys give in because they are desperate. They have no money. They have no jobs. They have no homes. They have nothing. So they are easily targeted in. They are easily forced to start. They allow themselves to be sexually harassed. They do because they believe in return, they will get a job. In return, they will get a car. In return, they will get a home made. In return, they will get maybe nice clothes, nice dressings. It's wrong. It's not okay. And we Kenyans, we have to make noise. The Kenyan mothers, it's high time. The Kenyan fathers, let us make noise. Let us start one by one to expose all these monsters without sparing anybody. It doesn't matter the position of that person. If you know that your child, your Kenyan boys, I know that even girls are also harassed, but today we are dealing with Kenyan boys. If you know that, talk to your Kenyan youth. Tell them, please tell me the truth. I'll protect you. Me and the family, we're gonna protect you. But tell us, so that we are able to expose those monsters out, so that they won't do that to anybody else. And remember, a thief has 40 days. Muishi emir edikumilogwena, as we say in Kikuyu language. 40 days has a thief. Your day is coming. If you've been using our Kenyan people, Kenyan boys, if you've been lying, deceiving our Kenyan youth just for your body satisfaction, your day is coming and you will not be saved by anybody. We need to know, who are you? Because you're the ones they're strength. That's why there are so many Kenyan youth. They would like to have a family, a wife, kids, but they cannot because of what they've been going through. They're depressed inside because you made them to be like your wives and they are men. And this is not like these Western countries. Kenya is not. It's a country that we fear God. It's a country that we believe this is against God. It is. Each country have own rules. But I can say on behalf of Kenya, leave alone the politicians who go maybe to places like America and they want to get American money or British money or all these Western countries' money. And so they clap their hands saying, yes, we allow this and that. We allow this and that. But deep inside, they know it, that Kenya is a God-fearing country where we believe differently than the Western countries. Anyway, the song says, Lord, we apologize on the behalf of these monsters. Lord, don't finish us like Sodom and Gomorrah. Kenya has become like Sodom and Gomorrah. This I can say, because you cannot tell me that to sodomize our youths without their knowledge, because you're cheating on them. You're calling them, you buy them drinks, you put drugs in them, and whatever you do, then when they sleep, you do all the things you want on them. That is Sodom and Gomorrah. Those are some of the things which were being done there according to the Bible. And that's why God finished Sodom and Gomorrah. And Kenya has become like that. But you know what? It's not late, Kenyans. We have the internet. We do. It's high time to expose all of them. Don't spare anybody. And that's why I say, we as mothers, Kenyan mothers, it doesn't matter which country we are living in or which continent. We have to come together to save our youth. We have to come and give them hope. We have to. I do remember, like myself, I sometimes, just without even knowing who the youths are, very many times I support Kenyan youths. And I don't know who I just see them online. And I think, oh my God, I asked somebody, do you have a driving license? No, I'll pay for you. Even not relatives. I'm not talking about relatives. Outsiders, people that I don't know. Very many times I do this. Very many times I give youths money to start businesses who I don't know. They're not my relatives. I do this because I do it as a mother and I feel like, oh my God, wait a minute. These things have been talked for a while. We have to protect so that those, at least some of those few boy children which I've saved, who I don't know where they are from or whatever, I just see them online. I just think when I save one life, I've saved at least a boy child. Because they say, oh, I have no job, I have no this, I have no money, I have no that. And I say, okay, wait a minute. If I give you would you start a business? And they do. I know quite a few. I've done that from the bottom of my heart without even coming to announce or anything like that. I do it because I feel that when God has blessed me, so if I'm able, especially our boy child, because they are going a rough time in Kenya, that somebody who is supposed to, somebody who knows that sodomize is wrong is pushed into it. It's heartbreaking. And our government is quiet about it? Could it be that some of them are in it? Could it be as well? Some of those high people, they are the ones using our boys. They are the ones. Those people pretending to be high in churches and whatever, that they believe in God so much, that they are so holy. They are saying, come, come, come. Hey, come. I have the power to heal. I have the power to give you richness because God listens to me if I pray for you. And they ruin our youths to go to them. But they have other plans. It's high time we start pointing you out one by one. You know, this song has been there 3 months. So I'm here because this song has been there for a while. And I say, you know what? We have to talk about this song. Yes. Anyway, the song says, imagine a man telling me, you look very handsome. I admire you. Can you imagine? So this guy is inside the home of this guy. He's touched him already at the back, at the bum. And then he started to tell him, you look handsome. I admire you. What do you think out of it? Very crazy. A shidwe in Jesus' name. How many of our Kenyan youth are going through this? They are trapped. Let's continue to hear because this song is sung by 2 guys. The next guy says, he says his name. Then he says, I request kindly that the government should pay attention because I would like 2 things to end. This song is made by 2 Kenyan guys. So the other Kenyan guy is saying, I would like the Kenyan government to do 2 things. 1, the way some people are practicing prostitution. We know that in some countries in Europe, prostitution is allowed. Like the country I live in Sweden, it's not allowed. In Sweden, country that I like very much, because some of these rules, they're hard. You can sell sex, but you cannot buy sex. What does that mean to you? You, the seller, you're allowed. But you, the buyer, you are in trouble. And remember, when there is no buyer, there is no seller. Very good thinking of the Swedish government. If you're gotten, for example, in Sweden, if you're gotten buying sex, you pay a high penalty, and in some cases, you also can go to jail, which is very good because the society has to behave. The people have to know they can work normal jobs. Anyway, the guy says, asking the Kenyan government, can you do something about this? For those people who practice prostitution, can you find other things for them to do? Because I don't think there's anybody who do it intentionally. I don't think so. They are pushed to do that because they have lost like hope in life. They don't have any money to feed them or themselves or even children. That's why they fall into that trap of doing that kind of a job. We have a government. Can you make it more easier by finding more employments for our youths? Is it possible in Kenya? Or is it just you, the officials, who can just continue satisfying yourselves and your families and friends, forgetting the rest of Kenyans? That's why, for example, they fall into this trap of prostitution. The guy says in the song, number 2, I think he makes a joke of number 2. He says, the way our boy child are being sexually abused, are you able to stop it? Those 2 things are the request of this young man to the Kenyan government. Can you do something about stopping prostitution? Number one. Number two, can you stop this thing of sex harassment? Is it possible to stop, or it's something you don't want to talk about? It's something, oh, Kenyans don't want to talk about that topic, don't touch it. Well, our Kenyan youths are crying day in, day out. Our Kenyan youths, they're abandoned by the government. The song says, I have a solution of the two things, because it seems like the government won't mind. The guy says, two things maybe. Number one, Kenyan men and our boy youths should build meteorocks with padlocks. And those who are married, first that one, let's talk about that one. That they should build meteorocks, it's like Shuma. Huh? The Kenyans, the youths, you build Shuma so that you be covering this area, this private area, so that nobody can touch it. Because your life is in danger. It's at risk out there without that. That's a little bit with black humor, as he's saying. And number two, those who are married should leave the keys with their wives at home. Here we go. He also talks about married men. Men who have their wives, they have their keys at home. For them, it's also dangerous when they go out there, because they are also being sexually harassed. The guy is saying, hey, you know what? It could be you're thinking your husband is just like women, but out there is another story. He's also being sodomized. And he's asking, you know what? You have to be putting something and a padlock, so that your husband won't be touched by anybody. We've seen a lot of stories that even married men as well, they are into that sodomization. It's not fair, it's not right. The song says, if the government do these things, to stop bad behavior, it will be fine. But if they don't, God will punish Kenya and finish Kenya like Sodom and Gomorrah. That's what will happen. We see where we are heading now. We see every day is new things in Kenya. Like today, new party is opened there by our Iron Lady. Then you see other, it's so many things going on. So many stuff going on in Kenya, which is normal. Ask yourself, is God angry with our country? We see where President Ruto has put our country. That even the nations around, he go doing crazy businesses, dirty businesses with gold and stuff like that. That people are starting to plan to come to attack Kenya. Where are we as a nation? Instead of our leaders to deal with such issues, to make nice opportunities for Kenyan youths so they can have a better future, they are busy doing dirty deals. The politicians are busy just meeting, organizing for their own stomachs. The song says, then when you as a boy child, sorry, I have to finish one more sentence. Kenyan youths, the boy child, don't want to get tired through hard work. They want easy job, easy money. This is heartbreaking for the Kenyan youths. Why? If you have a chance to work hard. Stop these shortcuts in life. Easy money, easy work. You think, oh my God, when I do this quick, when I sell my body, I'll get this and this money. When I sell my body, I will get this. It's wrong. Your body is the temple of God. You should not do that. The song says, they want easy money and easy job. That's why they're being molested. You see, a man being given free money by another man, something is wrong. If you are a man there and you're being given. Hey, now I give you, I don't know, 1,000,000. Hey, now I give you a man giving another man money for free. Not if, he's not borrowing you that you can give back. Just giving you. Ask yourself, that what he's given you, what repayment does he want? Does he want your body in return? Does he want to sodomize you in return? Are you gonna be like wife in quotes in exchange of what he's giving you? Ask yourself, because up to now where our country has reached, all things must be spoken. The song says, when he gives you free money and free everything, then he can tell you to pick up skuma wiki. You know what that means? Well, you know when you're picking up skuma wiki, the green vegetable, you bend down. And that is the payment you're gonna have to do. So there you are. Ask yourself, are you ready to be told to pick the skuma wiki, to be used, your body to be used by that monster who's been giving you whatever, who had promised you whatever? The song says, then when you as a boy child, after being used, you lack the importance of having a woman. There we go. That there you are. If you allow yourself to be sexually used as a boy on your back, that you won't have any, your body will be made like you won't have any feelings for woman anymore. Because you yourself, you are being made now the woman. You won't be interested to have any woman. And we know very well that if you want family, kids and everything, it's between a man and a woman. In the Western countries, they do other things. They believe in other stuff, and that's why they think they can adopt. But we as Kenyans, that's not the way we are taught. That's not the way our forefathers wanted it. And we are God-fearing country. You know, when I hear this song, it's so touching. Just to imagine the writer, what he had to go through. This young man, what he had to go through that night. It's horrific. And I remember when he made this song 3 months ago, people thought just he was joking with the song. There was a message. And that's why I really love our songs, because there's always messages in these beautiful songs. There's always a message which is being delivered to us. So we cannot ignore these amazing messages, because we have all informations in these songs and we have solutions in these songs. We do. Informations, and then we ask ourselves, oh my God, what are we going to do about that? Anyway, the song continued to say, when that person is sodomized, he also starts recruiting others into that. So said. That means when a Kenyan youth is sodomized, maybe he feels, oh my God, if I'm done like this, I also want my other friends to go through the same. So they recruit other people. For example, if it's a Kenyan youth, he's met somebody, he's been paid I don't know how much money, and then he goes to the friend and tells, oh my God, you know what? If you allow that with that guy, you'll also get this and this payment. And because our Kenyan youth, our boy child, they have no jobs. They are trapped into it. That's why all this recruiting, it's gone around in Kenya. It's so much. It's heartbreaking. You know, a lot of people say, hey, only the Western countries have gays and lesbians. What about our country, Kenya? How many are there and they're hiding? They pretend out there that they don't know anything about that. But they are doing it in a hidden way. And even forcing our Kenyan youth who wouldn't like such things. It's so touching and it's so sad. I see you, Ken Masharia. Thank you for coming. Ken, welcome, welcome. It's heartbreaking, and we all have to say these things have to be addressed. And we as parents, we have to start talking openly with our Kenyan youths. If you're a mother and you have your boys, don't make it like those old days that the mothers or the fathers, you can't talk with your youths about sex. Let us be open. Let's start to talk these things. Let us ask them, are you okay? What have been going on? Are you dating? Who are you dating? If someone come with something big, ask, where have you gotten this? You have a car, where did you buy it? You have a job, what kind of job do you do? Let us be not parents who are just ignoring things, because we will lose a whole generation in Kenya. I can say this. And me, as a Kikuyu mother, I would say it's good to check. Keep checking them. Let them say that you are strict and you are controlling and whatever. Let them say that. But be controlling, be asking, what do you do? How do you earn a living? Also get to know who they hang with. Who are their friends? What do their friends do? Because if we don't do that, the population in Kenya will decrease, because we know without men, we women, we cannot have children. We need you. We need the men to have kids. We need you, the men, so that the generation can continue to, the population can continue to grow. Anyway, let's continue on with the song. The guy says, we have medicine to stop all these evil deeds. That we have medicine to stop sodomization in Kenya. We make this to the Kenyan parliament. We take this to the Kenyan parliament. And please pass it. Let us hear what they want. What do the Kenyan youths want that the Kenyan parliament to do about it and pass it? They are suggesting like this. Please allocate money for each and every boy child in Kenya who is being born, so that whenever they reach the age of marrying and want to marry, the government will be catering for that bill of marriage. Wow, what a beautiful idea. You can see how worried our Kenyan youths are, that because there are no jobs, they have no works, no money, they would like to have families, but how? They are asking, look, Kenyan government, you've made sure that there are no jobs for us as Kenyan youths. That's what the song says, more or less. Then can you do us one favor? Can you pass a bill so that any Kenyan man, any Kenyan youth who want to marry, the cost of marriage, the government should pay? That I would say yes, that's a good idea. Because our Kenyan youths, most of them, they want to marry, they want to have family, they want. But the situation have forced them not to be able to do it. And our girls want someone who have something. Our girls want somebody who has driving a nice car, who has a nice home, who has a nice job. Our Kenyan youth, they are squeezed to the corner. They have nowhere to run to. And that's why they're being taken advantage of by those who sodomize them, by those monsters. They're taking advantage of our Kenyan youth because of their situation. They are in a situation where only God can deliver them. Only God the Father can have mercy on our Kenyan youths, our Kenyan boy child. It's pushed to the corner. They are pushed to the corner. And I can say this, that it is heartbreaking. And if nothing is done, God will continue to punish our land, which is Kenya. That's what will happen. Because we have selfish politicians who don't care about the wellness of the well-being and wellness of our youths. There they are. It's just them and them and them. That's it. And then our Kenyan youths, after they finish school, they have nowhere to go. And that's why they fall in the hands of these monsters, these Draculas. I don't know what we should call them. They fall in their arms. It's sad, it's heartbreaking. And I think it's high time for parents, Kenyan parents, wherever you are, try to find out, what are your youths doing? Try to find out, are they okay? Try to find out what they're having. Where did they get it? Try to find out who they hang around with. Those people, who are they? Not that they are just using them. Because if nothing will be done, as I have said, God will continue to be angry with our land, Kenya. Very angry, he will. And it's time for all of us to worry. It's time for all Kenyans around the world. You, for example, you're out there, you left your kids back home in Kenya. You went out to look for greener pastures, to work. You don't know what they are going through there. You don't know those family members you left them with. You don't know if they are the ones even using your children, sodomizing them. You don't know. And sometimes when I think about it, I feel so sad. I feel so sorry. When I just imagine how hardworking our Kenyan people are, also outside, who've in the diaspora, they work their ass off. They work so much. And for those who left their kids back home, they trusted their family members, they trusted their friends, they trusted, I don't know who, they trusted some people, and they left their kids in the hands of those people. And it was the wrong decision. Because some of those people are the ones who are sodomizing your children. And sometimes your children, they are scared, they are afraid to even inform you. Because they think, oh my God, what is my mom gonna say? What is my dad gonna say? My auntie, my uncle, what am I gonna say? And there you are. You are maybe the kind of parents who even don't believe to those kids. You don't believe them. Instead of believing them, you prefer to believe the monsters. How many stories have we ever heard? Even when it comes to girls. There's some girls who are sodomized by these men. When they tell their own mothers refuse and don't want to listen to that. It's heartbreaking. I really thank God for me, how I grew up with my parents, because I did not have those kind of things in my life. But when I imagine what others have gone through, it's shocking, scary, heartbreaking. Just to imagine that the people you trust in, you give them your kids, you leave them in their hands. And instead of you doing the right thing, you're the one sodomizing them, sexually harassing them, using them sexually. It's wrong. It's not okay, even in the eyes of God. And that's why I say, anybody who's been doing that, your days are numbered. The internet is here waiting for you, because the whole world needs to know who are these people who can never be trusted. Because I think a lot of youths, they are quiet with this story because they are worried. What if this person, if I report? What if this person is so powerful? What if my life is in danger? They are worried to even talk about it. They are afraid to mention the names because they are told, if you talk about it, you'll be gone. Death threats. That's what they get. That's why a lot of Kenyan youths, they are hiding, they are quiet with this sodomization story. And it's high time for parents. Promise security for your kids. Tell them, please, bring them here online, that they can talk about it as long as it's the truth and is not a lie. I always say any story you hear online, before you believe in it, of course, it has to be done some investigations here and there and there. But for me, I don't take it for granted just to hear like that. Because most of the time when you hear some rumors here, there, from a few people, hey, that one has been doing, it come another one, that one, another one. There must be a truth somewhere. It cannot be that it's only you who is being reported by many different people who even don't know each other. It cannot be. And that's why I say, I think we have to give our Kenyan youths good platforms that they can feel free to come and express themselves and nobody will touch them. And for me, it doesn't matter what people say about TikTok or whatever. I like it on TikTok because people express themselves. They do. Of course, I'm not into that part where people abuse each other. That one I don't like. But people coming to bring their cases. You know why they're doing that, bringing their cases on TikTok? Because we don't have Kenyan courts anymore that functions. You'd go and take your case in a court. Somebody who has money goes and bribes and your case is pushed away. You don't get justice. It seems like you cannot get justice in Kenyan courts. And this is why Kenyans have realized that. Kenyan youths, they have realized they don't get their rights in our courts. That's why they've decided, you know what? We have the courts called in TikTok, where everything will be expressed. If you're there, you've been harassing people, you've been stealing from people, you've been sodomizing our youths, we all gonna know about you. This I can tell you that just wait, your days are coming. It's just started. More is to come. There is more package like this that is to come. That some of the names you're gonna hear, some of the musicians known in Kenya, they've been sodomizing our kids as well. Your names are there. We are just waiting. Because the whole world needs to know. You cannot just be pretending. And the worst of it all is these people who called church people. That's why, like, for me, I always say I don't go to any church since over 31 years. Because I don't trust any of them. That you pretend there to be saying Holy God and Jesus and everything and Holy Maria. And you're the one without shame. Sodomizing our youths. It is not okay. And so, please, if you're there and you are Kenyan, and you've been sexually harassed, feel free to come to TikTok. Report your case there. Do it. And if you're there, you've been snatched, whatever you've been done, feel free to come and report there because that's the only place we're going to expose these monsters. They can have all the money they in this world. They can have the mighty. They can know all the high politicians in the world. But they have to be exposed here. That anybody who sees them moves away from them. Because they cannot hide all the times. And we know they have maybe a lot of money. They have people who are so powerful, who have a lot of money, that when you take them to court, to the normal court, the Kenyan courts, you won't get justice. Because only money talks there. Only money. So there you are. I would urge our Kenyan youths, feel that you will be protected by us online people. You should not be afraid to come and tell your story. As long as there's truth, as long as you're not damaging somebody's name, because we know God loves people who speaks the truth. Express yourself. Say it. And you know the best thing what you can do is when you talk about it, that person, that monster won't dare touch you because it's all known all over the world that person has been doing this and this to you. So that person won't dare touch you. You are protected online. And as I say, we are here to listen and we'll continue to listen because it's the right thing to do. I have to tell who sings that song that we've just scrutinized and analyzed. The song is called Hora Umwe, like beating one. I think he meant that slap he got on his backs. And the song is by Degenye and Kehiki Wagidhomo. Those are our Kenyan youths who've gone through hard times, used by those monsters, and they are warning the other Kenyan youth, be careful. Don't go where I went. Don't be done what I was done. Please be safe. What can I say? I hope you like this song. If you haven't heard the song, go listen to it if you understand Kikuyu language. If you don't understand Kikuyu language, I am here to tell you what that song talks about. I thank you so much. Please remember to touch the subscribe button. I'll appreciate. You can like, comment, and share as well. Yes, today is Thursday. So tomorrow is Friday. I'm not online. And then it's weekend. But I'll be back again on Monday, same time. I always go online. It's always at 10 o'clock Kenyan time, which is 8 o'clock in Sweden or German time, PM. So I'll be back, and thank you so much. I thank you, Ken, Masharia, and Wamoyo as well. Thank you so much. We have a court on TikTok these days. Yes, we do. You should watch that, Ken Masharia. And it's great. I like it. Hora Omwe is gay and lesbian. Yes, Hora Omwe. Yeah. It's scary. That's what Ken Masharia says. I thank you all so much. Also, those watching at the back, I thank you all. And we catch up again on Monday. So tomorrow, have a nice Friday and nice weekend to all of you. And let's keep on this journey. It's an amazing journey. Thank you and bye-bye.